Top of the morning to you, everybody. This is Tim at Makers Machining here again. We're out here at the butt crack of dawn here to finish up this project we talked about yesterday, this welding project here. So, like I said, Makers Machining is primarily geared towards machining, but tied in with that is welding and fabricating. All those go hand in hand. We're out here bright and early looking at this other side of the lift table here that we were working on yesterday. You can see along here, here's the surfaces that Dan just made a light reference cut on to give us our flat planes when the two plates were separated and set up on our table here yesterday. I should give a little bit more explanation as to what this thing fits in. This machine, or this lift table is called, fits in the sides of a big line, a big processing line. And right over here, this thing's upside down right now. We saw the top side of it yesterday. This thing's upside down. These are just alignment pins here. But this whole machine lifts up and down, like I said yesterday, to help flex the incoming end of the coil of steel so it can match up with the next sheet of steel that's already been processed through. So over on the cart over there, Dan, you want to grab one of your clevises there? We've got some brackets that we're making that will bolt onto the side here, and so you've got these, visualize this thing being upside down. We've got the pivot points here. These are the pins that are going to go in there, and then here we've got these clevises that are going to mount to a bracket that's going to be attached over here. But the way this thing works is you've got your pivot points down here, and you've got these cylinders here that lift and have this thing pivot, and that helps flex the coil of steel as it's coming in so it goes in the right direction. But anyhow, you all heard of Mount Rushmore and seen those t-shirts probably that what the backside of Mount Rushmore looks like. Today we've got at the butt crack of dawn here, we've got the backside of Mount Rushmore here. Now you can see what's on the bottom. Yesterday we talked about how we fixtured this whole thing and got it tacked together, and we had some I-beams to put in there. These are the 3 I-beams that we're welding in this morning, and that will get everything more rigid for when coils come in. And you know, I said yesterday these pans here are kind of kicked on an angle, so this morning we're getting the final welding done on the back side of it. We've got to put the brackets on here for our clevis points. A few things to wrap up here. Talking about the welding that we're doing here, the MIG welder, MIG stands for metal inert gas, I believe. Maybe they got different terminology now for it, but I believe that's what it was back in the day when they first came out with it. You got to be a little careful when you're outside welding, because if it's windy, the way the MIG welder works, it's got the wire comes through the welding gun, and there's also a shielding gas that goes around where the weld is taking place, so you get a nice clean weld. In this case, we don't have any slag on our welds, but that acts as a flux for and a good environment for the weld to do good. So if you're welding outside and it's windy, sometimes it blows the gas away and you don't get a good weld. So you've got to be a little cautious with that. Most of our welds are down inside here, so you know, we don't have too much issue with the wind blowing the gas away there. But that's where stick welding comes in handy. You don't have to worry about gas getting blown away from the wind. But he's got nice welds in there. He's going to be stitching this along here, and you can see he's gone back and forth welding different spots, so we don't put any premature twist or throw this thing out of square. So I mentioned that yesterday, when you start fabricating something like this, you want to get everything tacked in place so it doesn't move, but it's held. Then you can tack it a little bit more, and then finally, after you've gone around it, you can get all your welding done, and everything's good and solid, and it's had minimal movement there. So anyhow, here's some of the machining aspect of this project here. That's a nice block. It's not a fabricated and welded block. This is made out of one solid chunk, so you don't just have where there'd be a weld around here. You've got the whole piece is integral to the part there. So and like I said yesterday, we got our pivot pins here are going to go in through these large bushings and stick out, and they've got holes in them, so if they ever have to replace the pins, they can quickly take those in and out. Should be good. Everything's coming together here. What do you think, Dan? Ready to go today? Okay. Now, if we get out of his way and quit interrupting him, he'll have better luck getting it finished today. They want to have it in-house today, so we're going to get the last things done here. So anyhow, it's an interesting project. This is the backside of Mount Rushmore. I don't know if I finished my statement on that before, but you saw the front side yesterday. Here's the backside today. So we're ready to send this out today. So anyhow, hope you enjoy seeing these videos. Like and subscribe if you can. We'll always be putting some new stuff out for you to view. So long.